Let's go! All right, hello and welcome back. What was that? Was that a Funkified? No, hey, wait, no, we're gonna keep going. Let's get down. All right, so hello and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is Sunday, January the
19th.
Let's get down, and we are here for another
another show.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say this is not gonna be like your typical show. It's going to be semi-involved in the fantasy team submissions, and it's going to be semi-involved with those viewers that put forward your tennis racket giveaway submissions, and we're going to kind of morph that into talking about tennis at the same time.
By the way, thank you guys for agreeing with me that we should never hang clothes on a bed rail. I think one person agreed with you, George Thomas, and he said his wife doesn't like it either.
All right, well,
thank you. Hygiene is important.
I meant well. So what we're gonna do is real quickly, we're gonna kind of shoot through every viewer's fantasy teams and every viewer's tennis racket giveaway selections, and when we read them, we'll discuss the players as we do that, and just see how it goes off the top. Shooting from the hip. The tennis racket again is a Yonex V-Core 97 Dual G strung with Y-Tech strings Pro Tour Black. And I have a fresh over grip on it, slightly used, 4.5-inch grip, slightly used but in very good, excellent condition.
A lot of you guys enter this contest.
A
lot, right?
Yes. So the tennis racket is involved with selecting your men's finalists, your women's finalists, and predicting the winners, and having 3 out of the 4 finalists that you select make it to the final, and then have both winners. So we'll talk about that. Then the fantasy teams, the top 2 viewers with the most points at the end will win their choice of 2 sets of Y-Tech strings, okay? Either a 5K tennis shirt or a Y-Tech shirt.
Or an Australian Open. The Australian Open shirt goes with the racket, correct?
Yeah, the Australian Open shirt.
We have an Australian Open shirt goes with the racket.
Yeah, so,
or if you don't want this, what, PayPal?
PayPal, we'll figure something out one way or the other. We do our 5K tennis shirts generally in late February, so we may be limited on size there. Anyway, all right, so we're going to jump right in, and I'm going to start off with a viewer by the name of Jared Meyerson. And I'm going to read you off real quickly. I'm always going to start with the tennis racket giveaway predictions, and then I'll read the fantasy team. Ready to roll? All right. Jared Meyerson has Novak Djokovic defeating Nadal, and he has Ashley Barty defeating Carolina Pliskova in the final. So Djokovic, Nadal.
Not bad.
Djokovic, Nadal final, Djokovic winning, Barty, Pliskova final with Barty winning. Pretty safe?
Pretty safe, yeah. Pliskova, I think, is a given. I've read everywhere where I think someone asked us a question earlier. What do we think of Barty? Oh, Pliskova, doesn't she have an easy draw? It seems like the top half has a tougher draw than her draw. And I agree with you, yes. Pliskova's draw is a lot easier. Should sail.
Pliskova has, once again, another opportunity to win a major. Can she do it? She hasn't done it yet, and she should have. She should have.
Chris Aviation CPH, he said, I have a feeling that the top half is much more difficult. I know Serena's there, but a lot of huge names are in that section as well. Who potentially could win the title? Ash Barty, Kvitova, Keys, Wozniacki, Osaka, Williams. Not saying that the bottom half is easier, but it was difficult for me to pick Pliskova as the favorite in this half. Do you agree or disagree? Okay, so he says something different.
Yeah, I mean, Pliskova has an open half, a semi-open half. But however, women's tennis is different than men's tennis, in my opinion, by a long shot, because anyone can show up. Don't forget about the likes of...
Yeah, Pliskova has it's hers if she wants it.
Is Petra Martic in her half of the draw, or is Martic up top? I don't recall. Anyway, but this is a pretty common pick for the tennis racket giveaway. I don't want to spend too much time on one because we have like 22 to read. But because a lot of people have that pick, where it's going to come down for Jared is the fantasy team and how he does. Here, because other people have the same final, and that's ultimately the tiebreaker, would be the fantasy team, if it happens.
No, Martic is with Barty.
Okay, I like Martic, that's why I asked. His fantasy team consists of Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, Medvedev, Tsitsipas, Kyrgios, Fritz, Evans, and Hurkacz. His women's consist of Serena, Barty, Pliskova, Sabalenka, Yastremska, Sevitsova, Wang, that's Qian Wang. And I think Qian Wang plays, I forget who in the first round. We were talking about this. But
she plays Parmentier.
Parmentier, yes, we talked about that. And his final player, Anisimova. So he has some good picks in there. I like his Kyrgios pick. I like his Racquet pick.
I don't like his Sevastova pick.
Yeah, I'm not too.
Fritz, ouch.
Oh, well, also too the Hyun Wang, she can fight, but I'm a little worried about that pick for him as well. But we'll see. All right. Viewer number 2 is going to be Pam Anderson. Pam Anderson, what's up? For the tennis racket, she has Novak Djokovic defeating Rafael Nadal.
Very common. I think that's the most common one.
And a slightly common one, believe it or not, unexpectedly, is this one. Well, at least not the winner, but the finalist. Serena versus Halep. And she has Serena beating Halep in the final. I don't think Halep gets there.
I don't even know.
Fantasy team for Pam Anderson: Djokovic, Nadal, Medvedev, Tsitsipas, Kyrgios. Those are going to be pretty typical across the team. So when I read those, if I just kind of roll through them, those names are going to be pretty typical here. So I'll start back over: Djokovic, Nadal, Medvedev, Tsitsipas, Kyrgios, Anderson, Basilashvili, and Guido Pella. On the women's side: Serena, Osaka, Kvitova, Barty, Townsend, Kontaveit, Anisimova, and Collins. Townsend was risky for me. Guido Pella, for a lot of you, was risky for me. Don't ask me why. I just, she has a solid run, pretty safe. But we'll see what happens. Again, my picks here that are questionable for me is, call me crazy, but the Guido Pella pick and the Townsend pick to me are risky.
Well, Pella plays some guy named Smith in the first round,
So
right? And then the
points.
second round, it's a qualifier, which is Savoie and Barrere, which I've never heard of in my life. I'm looking at it here.
Okay,
Pella.
so maybe
it is a smart pick.
Maybe I'm wrong there.
And then on his section in the third round, he would meet either a Fognini, a Pelka, a Bublik, or a Thompson.
Okay.
So I can see
I totally
why they
missed
picked.
that. I
can
totally
see why they
missed
picked
that. Again, I'm a dumb human being. If I would have seen that, I don't even know. I don't know if I don't know. I'm just still not 100% into Pella, I guess.
He will win a few. He should, or he could lose. Could lose.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Why is everyone picking? Okay, you'll talk about that right now.
Yeah, a lot of people pick Guido Pella. Now I think I see why.
Why Raonic?
I picked Raonic.
That's crazy.
It's
He's
not
had
crazy.
so many injuries.
All right, next viewer, Kyle Rubin. Kyle Rubin for the tennis racket has Djokovic defeating Nadal and Osaka defeating Pliskova.
That makes sense.
Pretty run-of-the-mill.
Yeah.
You'll hear that again.
Mm-hmm.
Fantasy team for Kyle is Novak Djokovic, Nadal, Federer, Bautista Agut,
Okay.
Pablo Busta, Guido Pella, Lajovic, and Raonic. Now remember that
Raonic's first round is Albert.
he'll be fine.
Then second round it's Travaglia or Gartin. So I can see why they picked
Raonic
that.
should be fine. I picked him too.
He could lose the first round.
Now, those of you that might be watching this, if you don't play those players, male or female, that are seeded in the tournament between 1 through 20 only get 1 point per match win. Those seeded outside of the top 20 get 2 points per match win. So remember, when I say these teams like Kyle's, he has Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer, and Bautista Agut. Those are 1 point each. So when you get down to Pablo Busta, Guido Pella, Lajovic, Raonic, those are
So
2
someone
points.
picked Bautista Agut?
Yeah.
First round is Fernando Lopez.
He'll be all right.
Okay.
I think Lopez will. I think that was risky, but I think he'll pull through.
By the way, Casper, thanks for the pronunciation.
All right.
Hubert. It's Hubert.
Hubert and Herbert.
Hubert. Yeah.
All right. So with Kyle Rubin's females, we have Barty, Pliskova, Keys, Sabalenka, all 1 pointers, and then we have Collins, Sakari, and Anisimova and Sevitsova, all 2 pointers.
Good.
I think Sakari is risky. Just saying.
So is Sevastova again.
Once again, I think that Guido Pella is risky for
But look
some
at-
reason.
he
I
picked-
get who he's playing. I
He
get
picked
it. But
Lajovic. Lajovic
just-
plays Kyle Edmund in the first round.
that's a difficult match too. So that's another
Wow.
risky pick, Lajovic. All right, we have a player out there, Jacob Gold, that did not want to play fantasy, no problem. A lot of people did that last year. His final low for the tennis racket is Nadal versus Djokovic, with Nadal winning. Serena versus Halep, with Serena winning. So he could hypothetically win, because I don't know if anyone has that same final.
Yeah, but what about?
or
Yeah,
not.
they do. We already saw this. Serena, you just mentioned this. Serena Halep.
But did they have Serena winning?
Yes.
Okay, Serena Halep with
Yeah.
Serena winning. Serena Halep, Djokovic, no, but he has Djokovic.
Oh, okay.
So no one has that.
You better
identical.
hope nobody has that, because then if it becomes a tie,
Then he would lose. But I don't think it. But we'll get there. I'm still reading them, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So next one is Kenneth Chow. What's up? For the tennis racket, has Naomi Osaka defeating Carolina Pliskova. He has Novak Djokovic defeating Daniil Medvedev. For the fantasy team, he has Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, Roger Federer, Medvedev, all 1-pointers. Benoit Pierre, Borna Coric, Casper Ruud, and Kevin Anderson, 2-pointers. Women's, he has Pliskova, Osaka, Serena Williams, Madison Keys. That to me was risky. Anisimova, Collins, Kontaveit. Good pick on Kontaveit. I like Kontaveit a lot. I think she's around the 25 seed, I think. And then Julia Gerges, who comes in, which I think is a semi-risky pick, but could be very smart. All right?
Yeah.
Next one. I'm going to read mine off quickly. I'm not winning anything. But me, I have Osaka and Sabalenka, with Sabalenka winning in the final. I have Novak Djokovic beating Nick Kyrgios in the final. My fantasy team, I only have 3 men in the top 20. Djokovic, Nadal, Federer. I have Hurkacz, Cilic, Raonic, Basilashvili, and Kyrgios. Let's get down how I roll. Then I jump in with Barty, Osaka, Sabalenka, Pliskova, Anisimova, Muguruza, Collins, and Yastremska.
Pretty common.
I just come in a little bit on the outside looking in with Sabalenka. And then I have the combo of Hurkacz, Cilic, Raonic, Basilashvili, and Kyrgios. I don't think anyone has that same combo to the T.
Going back on somebody who picked Coric, his first round is Query, so that could be a little test there.
I think Coric will be okay. Let's go, Coric.
He should be okay, but you never know with him, right?
Next team, Carlos. I'm going to breeze through it. Carla has Nadal beating Federer in the final, Serena beating Pliskova in the final. Carla, on her fantasy teams, Nadal, Djokovic, Federer, Tsitsipas, all 1-pointers. Opelka, Hurkacz, Kyrgios, Anderson, her 2s. Women, Serena, Pliskova, Keys, Osaka, 1-pointers. Collins, Yastremska, Anisimova, and Muguruza, 2-pointers. I love the Muguruza pick here. That's why I took her as well. Next fantasy team, Stefan Nizovic. What's up? Let me dunk on you. Boom.
You can't dunk on him. He's pretty tall.
Just kidding. Homeboy got game. All right.
Not only does he have a game, he's pretty thick for a tall guy. So
yeah, and Stefan Nizovic is playing to win with his fantasy team, because he either goes down in a heap of flames or he beats everybody by a mile. That's how it's going to roll for him. Mm-hmm. And here's why. Well, at least when we get to fantasy team. For the tennis racket, he has Serena defeating Pliskova, and then he has Medvedev defeating Tsitsipas. I don't think that will happen. So that one I think is squandered, like, posted up, block shot, boom, nothing. Maybe, doubtful. Fantasy team though, here we go. He doesn't have one man that's seated inside the top 20. Here we go. Kyrgios, Pablo Carreno Busta. Here's Peja again. Lajovic, Raonic, Coric, Anderson, and Evans. Now, what I did notice here is the name here of Stefan Nizovic. I see. He has Lajovic, Raonic, and Coric. So we have Stefan Nizovic, we have Dusan Lajovic, we have Milos Raonic, and we have Borna Coric. Let's get down. If you ever have a squad of tennis players that come to you and all of their last names end in IC or OVA, OVA,
you're in trouble.
You're in trouble. You are going to get beat most likely and pretty badly.
Unless it's Sharapova. I'm just playing.
Yeah, well, before Mladonium, she was all right. All right, so on his women's side, he only has 2 1-pointers. So in all of his 16 players, he only has 2 that are only worth 1 point. So really could be genius here. Women's side, Ashley Barty, Serena Williams, Pavlyuchenkova, Collins, Kontaveit, Alexandrova, Anisimova, and his love of his life, Caroline Wozniacki. Let's get down. Next fantasy team, Gene Swart, South Africa. What's up? I bet he picked Anderson. Here we go. Tennis racket. Novak Djokovic versus Rafael Nadal, with Djokovic winning. Serena Williams versus Pliskova, with Serena winning. We have seen that a couple of times already, I think, if I remember correctly. Fantasy team. He has Djokovic, Nadal, Goffin, Rublev, Kyrgios, Anderson, Opelka, and Hurkacz. So he was semi-smart here, playing just 3 of his 4 1-point players, maximizing more 2-point opportunities. But the Goffin pick, I don't really I don't know what's up with the Goffin pick.
I almost said that too.
Opelka risky, but could
I have him.
you know? I don't know. I just don't know if Opelka's going to get through Fabio Fognini. I just don't know. That's tough. On his women's team, Osaka and Kvitova and Pavlyuchenkova. I think we swapped something out or something anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So he has
He took out keys.
Yeah, so he has Osaka, Kvitova, Pavlyuchenkova, Collins, Rybakina, Alexandrova, Yastremska, and Anisimova. So that's right. So the only 1-pointers he has is Osaka and Kvitova, and then
I think Kvitova will fail him.
I think Goffin will fail him. I think
Kvitova and will be.
Yeah, I think he has holes in his team with Goffin. Maybe not. Rublev, he's done well, but here we go, 3 out of 5. Also Anderson, I don't know. Opelka, I don't know. Pavlyuchenkova, I don't know.
Kvitova could lose to Sinakova.
We'll see.
He's seen Sinakova beat people before.
All right, moving forward.
Players.
Hitchhiker, what's up, Federer fan? Let's get down. Blah, 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 blah. Little rascal style. But you know what? This sweatshirt's been with me since.
I'm going to upgrade soon.
I like holy sweatshirts.
He likes dirty clothes and holy sweatshirts.
Yeah, B-Dog probably won't watch the show because he doesn't play this, but if B-Dog's out there, I'm like, Belichick. I like the old sweatshirts. It's got holes in it, but I would not want to wear anything else when I'm on the court. Just this, you know?
All right, let's go.
All right, so I can put my hoodie. It's a hoodie, too. See? It's a hoodie. See? Now I can stay incognito.
Now you look like Curious.
Beat the umpire's chair with a tennis racket. All right, here we go. So next is Hitchhiker. Here we go. The devout Federer fan he is. He has Federer beating Nadal in the final, and that would be what do they call that? A Fadal.
I almost did that too.
Then he has a really outlandish thing that I just think it will be over. It'll be over sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So he dropped the bomb on Serena versus Belinda Bencic with Bencic winning.
He won a Swiss final. Swiss winners. Both Swiss winners.
Okay, yeah. So, hey. So if that happens, you have to send us all Rolexes. Because that's Swiss made, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are Rolexes Swiss made?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so if that actually happens, that will be so much luck. You should send us Oyster Perpetual Rolexes. All right, fantasy team. Here we go. Federer, Nadal, 1 point each. Kyrgios, Basilashvili, Coric, Peja, Jannik Sinner, the young man, Lajovic. On the women's side, Serena, Bencic, Wozniacki, Sakari, Alexandrova, Stevens, Anisimova, and Kontaveit.
Stevens.
So Hitchhiker.
Stevens.
Yeah, Hitchhiker played a team kind of like Stefanisevic in a way. I think Hitchhiker was second in line of those that took the most risk with 2-point players. But some of his picks were just kind of really off the mark for me.
Stevens.
Once again, I'm not picking on Peja. He should get through a couple rounds, but not sold on him yet. Jannik Sinner, he's good. He's young. Lajovic, again, love him, Serbian. Let's go, but I still don't know. Bencic, she's tough and can be tough. She could go deep, but she may not. Wozniacki, okay, that's Stefan's girl. Sakari off the back foot all the time. Sloane Stevens.
Bencic would have to go through Kontaveit, Ostapenko,
It's a rough roll.
Bekic, Swiatek, Sabalenka.
It's a rough go.
Yikes.
It's a rough go.
Yeah.
The next one, Stefan Juricic.
He's a new viewer.
Yeah, what's up? Got all these Stefans getting down. Stefan Edberg, Stefan Juricic, Stefan Nizovic. We got any more? There was a guy that I worked with in Killington, Vermont.
I don't know, but let's keep rolling because some people might be like...
But that's why we do this on a separate playlist.
Yeah, true.
So I made a playlist so you don't have to watch this because we don't mix this with the other.
Right.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Then let's get down. This is the Players Channel right here. We're competing. It's how we roll. I'm going to beat all of these bozos. All of them. The people that watch the other show weren't on this playlist. Mm-hmm. All right? That's why we got 20-something players and not more. All right, let's go. Stefan Juricic. Here we go. He has He has Djokovic beating Nadal in the final and Serena beating Halep in the final. So once again, we have that same final. So if that would happen, then it would come down to the fantasy team competition. He has the following. Novak Djokovic, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Daniil Medvedev, 1-pointers. Jannik Sinner pops up again. Good pick. You know, I couldn't do it because of his age. He's so young, but it's a smart pick, though. We'll see what happens. I wish the best for the kid. Yannick center, Riley Opelka. Here's Peja again, and Kyrgios. So a lot of you have Peja, and a lot
Let's
of.
see why they picked center. I gotta look at that. Go ahead, continue.
I still haven't seen that other young man Moutet pop up. Moutet's a pretty good player
Yeah,
too.
Moutet has a tough match.
All right, so on the women's side, Stefan Juricic, not
Chilik. He plays Chilik, Moutet.
okay, that's why. I took Chilich. All right, so on the women's side, he has Barty, Serena, Halep, Svitolina, which I thought was a really I wouldn't have gone that way. Svitolina, Stevens, Ostapenko, Wozniacki, Yastremska. So Barty, Serena, Halep, Svitolina, Stevens, Ostapenko, Wozniacki, and Yastremska. Do you have a pen there or no? So here's the holes I think that Stefan Juricic has in his game. The center pick, I love the kid. I think it's too soon for him. Once again, I'm not sold on Peja. Svitolina, I don't think so. I'm sorry, I don't think so. Otherwise, I think pretty solid, pretty run of the mill. So hey, the best of luck there, but that's a good team.
I'm trying to find center.
Oh, he's in there.
I know. I'm missing him.
All right, moving forward, just for time purposes. I mean, again, if you're right here watching this and you've gone this far, you're a player. And again, we get into this. This is like us playing. So let's move forward. The next one is curling tennis. Curling tennis is the only person I've ever heard of in my entire life that can curl on ice, which is like an Olympic sport, where they're sliding across the rock and the rock leaves their hand. It's like in total slow motion. But they get really strategic, and it's really kind of cool, actually. And then they plays tennis at the same time.
Oh, I found center. He plays a qualifier.
Mm-hmm.
And then he might have Shapovalov or Ironman.
Fusovic or Shapovalov in the second.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think center could get the 2 points right off the bat with the qualifier. But the thing about qualifying at a major is you have to win 3 matches in qualifying. Mm-hmm. Not only is the qualifier Hungary and pissed off at the world, they had to do it in the first place, but now they have that opportunity and they finally just earned it and they're hungry and this kid's young. So I think if
he could have won the 2 points.
He could,
and that's about it.
He could, but I think that's about it. All right, the curling tennis is, for the tennis racket, is Pliskova defeating Serena and Federer beating Nadal.
Wow, okay.
Interesting. I think he's the
That's
only.
two Federers
I think he's the
beating Nadal.
only one with that though.
No, Hitchhiker has Federer beating Nadal.
But I don't think that he has Pliskova.
No, I'm just talking about Federer
Okay,
beating Nadal.
but yeah. All right, so his fantasy team is this: Pliskova, Sabalenka. Let's go! I love that dude.
So he didn't put Serena in there, but he put her in the final.
He did.
Uh-huh.
So he went big on the tennis racket, but
Yeah.
is playing more. I mean, again, he's
strategic.
He's
Yeah.
playing strategic. You can tell he curls, and is thinking, blocking, and shifting, and moving, and scoring bullseyes. I watch it too. I think it's intense, actually. You ever seen it? Have you ever seen curling?
Yes, I have.
No, but they
I
have
don't
a team.
find, I'm sorry,
and they brush.
curling tennis, I don't find.
No, but the way they kind of lay into it,
I guess.
and then they can scrub, and it actually
I don't
makes
enjoy
it.
watching
They can
it, I'm
stop
sorry.
it by shaving the ice or something.
You do, and the kids do, I don't.
We love it.
No.
His fantasy team. Did I mention this?
No, you got to Sabalenka.
Sorry, I got lost in my lovely Sabalenka pick. Let's go. That girl, she wins it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go, Sabalenka. What was that? Oh, a Sabalenka. Forgot.
So dumb.
All right. Lost my train of thought on that one. All
Is
right.
he ready to be her dad?
No.
No.
All right. Let me reiterate. Pliskova, Sabalenka, let's go! Collins, Martic, there you go right there. Yastremska, Mukova, Polona, Herzog, and Alexandrova. Men's team. I don't know why I did that upside down. Nadal, Djokovic, Federer, Kyrgios, Coric, Sinner, Cilic, and Anderson. So
I'm trying to see why he picked Muchova, because he's not the only one. There was somebody
There's
else.
a couple other people that picked Muchova. I really like the Sabalenka pick. I really like the Martic pick. But Martic's pick for me was too risky of a section. I looked at Martic. Martic looked good. I think all of us have Yastremska. I hope Yastremska doesn't come in and just fail us in the first round. That would hurt. Anyway, did Stefan Nizovic pick Yastremska? I think so. I'm really worried about Stefan Nizovic's team. So holes in his team. Herzog, maybe sometimes she gets too fired up in there. She's kind of one of those Sakari-like built strong girls. Sometimes they get a little too robotic in there. And Sinner and Anderson. So I'm not feeling his vibe on Herzog, Sinner, and Anderson. But I mean, watch out for his team. He has a chance to go deep. I think curling tennis.
Okay.
All right. Next team. Here we go. This is from Leandro Franza Haas. Not Tommy Haas, but Leandro Franza Haas. Plays pretty good though.
Brazilian, yes.
Good tennis. For the tennis racket, he has Rafael Nadal beating Roger Federer, and he also has Ashley Barty beating Helena Svitolina. I don't think Svitolina's in the mix anywhere. I think she could go down in any match that she plays. Yikes. Now, she could make the final. She could win the entire tournament, but her consistency for me is not good enough to pick on a fantasy team, especially with the likes of some of these guys that are picking mostly 2-point players. I mean, does he have her?
No, he doesn't. No. Yeah, he does. He picked her. Yeah.
But on fantasy too?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have it flip-flopped. Okay, so sorry. Usually I write the women's up top and the men's down bottom, and I wrote it backwards. So yes, he does. So interesting, but I don't really see it in the mix. So let me reiterate that: Nadal Federer with Nadal winning, Barty versus Svitolina with Barty winning. Okay, I just don't think Svitolina. Fantasy team: he has Djokovic, Nadal, Federer, Basilashvili, Opelka, Kyrgios, Anderson, and Cilic. I think he has a pretty solid team there. Any disagreements?
I don't agree on Cilic. I have Opelka, but I don't agree on Cilic at all.
See, I think, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I think Fognini beats Opelka. If Opelka wins, it's going to be 7-6, 7-6, 6-7, 7-6, 7-6.
He's beaten him before.
But can the big man hold up in 100-degree heat? Can the big man hold up? And that's always a problem with guys that are 6'97", is that sometimes they don't hold up in the heat. Eventually the serve breaks down, and Fognini's not going to break down. He's going to cruise silky smooth. He's going to just kind of glide on the court and walk like there's no problem. Except when he wants to bomb the people in Wimbledon or whatever he told them. Anyway, women's team, he has Ashley Barty, Svitolina, Serena, Collins, Coco Gauff, Yastremska, Anisimova, and Ostapenko.
He's got faith in Gauff, because that was risky. Yeah. I almost picked her, but then I said anything could happen there.
Yeah, I think Venus wins this one in straights. And it might go 3, but I think Venus will win this match. I just, again, she's only 15. I know she's beaten her before at Wimbledon, but I just think it's too much to ask to do it again. You know what I mean? Strong team, though. Next team is Carmela Bing. What's up? For the tennis racket, Carmela Bing has Djokovic beating Nadal, and once again, Serena defeating Pliskova.
Watch Serena fail us all.
Yeah, so
watch Serena fail us all.
Yeah, so a lot of people have that final, so it will come down to the fantasy team if that final does occur to win the tennis racket. So Carmela's fantasy team is as follows: Djokovic, Nadal, Federer, Medvedev. Now, for Carmela playing this for the first time, we've heard those 4 about 10 times already. So you're going to want to focus on your other 4, and those are Evans, Pablo Busta, Kyrgios, and Coric. Now, if you think about this, you really want to keep up with Evans on your team, because a lot of other people have the same 4, and then probably Coric and Kyrgios. So your hopes and prayers moving forward, again, you need to put a lot of hope in Evans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But flip-flop for them. For the other people who have the same thing, they need to put a lot of hope in that slot that they didn't pick Evans. So it works both ways. On the women's side, Osaka, Barty, Serena, and Pliskova, same thing here. A lot of people have that run-of-the-mill stuff, so you're going to want to put a lot of emphasis on your other 4. The 2-pointer, Savitsova, Townsend, Risky, Anisimova, and Yastremska. So all in all, if these players all go deep, a very, very good chance of doing a lot of damage. But if we lose 1 or 2, namely Evans or namely Townsend, it's going to hurt. All right?
I'm trying to find these players. It's so hard. I don't get why I can't find them.
That's all good. Those that are watching this at this point, they've got a draw in front of them.
Yep.
So no worries.
I'm just trying to see why they pick Evans.
Well, he just had a lights-out ATP Cup. I mean, he was playing epic tennis versus Minor. He's gotten back to his career ranking, I think now, 27 in the world?
There he is. So he's playing Mackenzie McDonald.
He'll beat him. He'll beat Mackenzie.
And then, or either Laszlo Jiri or Nishioka.
Now, that could be tough.
And then he's got Djokovic.
Now, Mackenzie McDonald, I think he was a UCLA player, played at UCLA at Bruin. Mm-hmm. He's strong. Mackenzie McDonald could beat him, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And then if he faces, who does he face next?
Jerry.
Now, Laszlo Jiri, the Serbian player, can be dangerous. I think Clay...
And then Djokovic is next.
Nishioka, watch out for him, and then it would end there. But however, that pick could attain 4 quick boom, 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 boom points, though, right?
Yeah.
So it might work out. So next one is Dusan Adramicanin. What's up, Dusan? Fantasy team is Medvedev beating Djokovic and Pliskova defeating Osaka. So he's alone on that one. I haven't heard that before.
You're right.
It's the Medvedev thing. I don't know.
I don't see it either.
His fantasy team, respectively, and he has minimized his 1-point players. His fantasy team is Novak Djokovic, Daniil Medvedev, Milos Raonic, Sam Querrey, Basilashvili, Lajovic, Hurkacz, and Kyrgios.
Okay.
Strong. Watch out for Dusan. He might creep in from the side and annihilate some folks. Osaka, Pliskova, 1 point. Kontaveit, Sevetsova, Collins, Yastremska, and then the really strange pick for me that might have dampened this entire team, no offense, Camila Giorgi, and then followed it up with Sofia Kenin that got demolished by, who was it, Sabalenka just recently? Collins, yeah.
Well, Georgie faces 1-2 a qualifier.
Good,
and
so 2 points.
And then either Vondrousova or Kuznetsova.
See, that's a tough second round.
See, but I had Georgie going on to the third round facing Pliskova, so I see why he was thinking that, because I have her going all the way to the third round.
The second round, you said Georgie had a qualifier. Mm-hmm. Should she sneak through there? The problem with Georgie is she's a very fit.
I could see why he picked her.
She has pep in her step. We know that. She has for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Her second round match was either who? Kuznetsova
or Vondrousova.
So Vondrousova, again, lights out player. Kuznetsova,
she made the finals of the French Open.
Kuznetsova can just straight up hit you off the court or grunt you off the court. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I don't know about the Georgie pick, and I don't know where Kenin, again, she's a solid player, really good, but that whole serve thing where she serves and then throws her head up at the last second and then serves. I'm making up some stupid conspiracy theory, I think. But just that, it doesn't look natural to me. So between, I don't like
Kenin has it pretty wide open. I can see why he picked it, because in her little section, Sloane Stevens or Stozier. There's nobody else there.
I don't know. I
get why you picked it. And going back to, I found Muchova. Muchova could lose the first round to Flipkins, by the way.
Flipkins is a crafty player, but if her craft isn't quite on, then I don't think so. I like the Raonic pick, hence why I did so. I even like the Querrey pick. If Querrey is serving at 72, 73% first serve, then he's going to serve his way off the court. If not, then he's just not going to go very much further either. The Lajovic pitch, I picked a little bit risky, I think, there. But
Querrey plays Chorich. You telling me Querrey's going to be Chorich?
Well, again, if Querrey is serving at 72, 74%, I think so, based upon how we saw Chorich play.
A lot of people pick Chorich in the same
Well, I go Chorich. There was once at a point in time, Carlo, where I told you Chorich would be a top 3 player, and that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And it just didn't happen. And we saw Chorich not even come close to winning. Was it Hurkacz just blew him off the court earlier this year?
Yeah.
Anyway, so the best of luck to Dusan and the best of luck to Chorich. Next team, Peter Dijkstra. What's up? Welcome back. Let's get down. Playing to win. Peter had a pretty good run to start off one of the majors last year. Ran out to a lead, and I think Matt Cain in London caught him. Anyway, for the tennis racket, Peter Dijkstra has Daniil Medvedev beating Novak Djokovic. And he has Naomi Osaka beating Pliskova. I think we've seen that. Maybe I'm wrong.
We've seen that a couple times.
His fantasy team, here we go. He has Rafael Nadal, Djokovic, Medvedev, 1 point each. Then he has Rublev, Kyrgios, Hurkacz, Opelka, and Anderson, 2 points each.
Solid team there.
Solid. I think Peter's right. He didn't minimize his 1 point picks. He didn't maximize them. He hung kind of low.
Solid team.
And stayed solid. So watch out for Peter Dijkstra. He came to play. Look out for his women's team as well. He's got Pliskova and Osaka. Only 1 pointers he has on the female team. He has Anisimova, Yastremska, Alexandrova, Collins, Pavlyuchenkova, and Kudermetova, which he's the only person that picked Kudermetova, all with 2 points apiece. So watch out between the likes of Peter Dijkstra, curling tennis, Dusan Adramicanin, the other Stefan. Sorry, I haven't
memorized. Okay, so I see. Kudermetova plays Sorribes Tormo.
Which, Sorribes Tormo, she can be crafty too, and she can play, but I think that's a safe bet.
Her next round could be Kontaveit.
Oh.
So.
But you might score 2 quick points there.
Yeah.
Might.
Okay.
You might get 4. You may get more. Who knows? Next one, a new competitor. I think everyone else has competed it before, so this is a new competitor. Lam Lam Min Lam Min Lam space MIN. What's up? Come on, let's go. Came to play. So Lam Min has for the tennis racket Nick Kyrgios beating Novak Djokovic. I like the courage here. It could happen. The only reason why, look, I have Djokovic Kyrgios in the final, but Djokovic winning. The only reason why I don't have Kyrgios winning is for 2 things. One, Djokovic is much better as a whole package. 2, Djokovic actually trains and stays fit. So those 2 on top of anything is why I wouldn't think Kyrgios would.
Well, what do we think of Djokovic splitting up with his team member, like right before Australian Open just happened?
I think that was
analysts.
Well, no, like his opponent's analyst. I think the analyst would learn how they play their
Craig
patterns,
Shaughnessy,
whatever.
We've all talked about these. I had you guys send me messages about this guy.
Okay, so you brought this up. You mentioned something about it earlier.
Yeah, they just split up 5 hours before the match. They split up. Something must have happened.
Well, no, I would beg to differ here, and I can tell you why. I didn't know you wrote this, and I've actually thought about this. And Novak Djokovic is a perfectionist and should be. I mean, look at him. He's primed to be the greatest of all time and surpass Federer, and I think as long as he stays fit, he will. And as our age progresses, we want to surpass this 21 sooner rather than later. So you want the most.
You mean 20?
You want to be spot on. You want to be spot on and be ready to go at the highest level, especially now because you're getting older. And when we get older, it gets more difficult, right? Look at Serena, look at Federer, right?
Definitely
So with that said, I heard that within the past year that Novak Djokovic has become more dependent on AI, i.e., that meaning artificial intelligence. Like at Wimbledon now, you have all the cameras set up, and they can the computerized cameras pick up the most intense points, and it automatically shifts the television coverage to that point to keep the consumer entertained on the court. I have heard that there are people in the software industry that have developed artificial intelligence that help, or not help, but that study the players' games and comes together with like a bell curve that shows what this player does and doesn't do and da-da-da. It's done by AI, which is millions of times faster than a normal human being. So I heard that. So to come to fast forward to today, we find out Djokovic gets rid of his type analyst that studies his opponent's patterns and tells him kind of how to, what to do and what may help him and what strategies. So with that said, is this an example of like checkout lines at the grocery store where the computer takes over the human's job? I don't think something happened there. I think that Djokovic now...
So you just decided this right before you're about to play.
But why not? If you're okay, no. I think you're overreading into this. You probably have a software firm that's probably millions of dollars to retain. You probably have this guy or gal, whoever that was let go. That probably, needed a paycheck to feed his family too, and probably the results came better from the computer, and Djokovic and his team made a business decision. If why would I keep paying Peter if I have a better Paul? Why don't I just get rid of Peter? It's just business.
We'll find out if he hires somebody else in your whole area is wrong.
I think he's shifting towards AI. I've heard this. Has anyone else heard that Djokovic uses artificial intelligence to help him decipher the best tactics to use against an opposing player's strategy? I have.
Who cares?
Maybe you don't read into this stuff. I do. Let's go.
Right,
so
nice.
I'm assuming it's like the grocery checkout person at the grocery store. Now you check yourself out, and they got AI looking to see if you're making fidgety movements.
But you still need help from them because the stupid computer gets jammed, and then you're like, approval needed. So it's not 100%.
And then the poor approval people walk over to you.
They gotta go, tuk, 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 and again, here we go. Approval needed or something. So it's not 100%.
Anyway, nothing's foolproof,
is.
but I have a good feeling it's probably just, why am I paying you when I'm doing this? Anyway, I think you're reading too much into that.
Okay, so it was just decided 5 hours ago.
Lam Min, the fantasy or the tennis racket again. Djokovic losing to Nick Kyrgios. Naomi Osaka beating Pliskova. So I think he's alone on that. Mm-hmm. Fantasy team, Djokovic, TM. Not many people picked him at all. And Tsitsipas. Okay. Kyrgios, Pierre. Benoit, the beautiful beard fly collar himself. Benoit, Pierre. Borna Coric, Hurkacz, and Pierre Hughes Herbert.
Bear? No, Air
this
Bear,
is Air Bear. There's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Pierre Hughes is the doubles player.
Yeah, Air Bear.
So Risky for me here, layman, is Dominic Thiem. He jumps and hit his one-handed backhand. I'm not going to get into that
crazy
here.
Man.
Benoit Pierre, he might get you a few rounds. Is he outside the top 20? Is Pierre outside the top 20? I think so. So that might be a smart pick there. So he is outside that top 20. That's a 2-pointer. Borna Coric, great pick, I guess. Still risky. And Herbert, we'll see. On the women's side, he has Osaka, Pliskova, Kvitova, Benchik, 1-pointers. Then Sakari, Yastremska, Collins, and Muguruza.
All right.
So a pretty safe team. The Pierre Hughes Herbert, I'm not quite certain in singles 3 out of 5 how deep he goes. I don't think he's on my radar at all here.
I'm looking over.
But maybe I'm a dumb human being. Sorry. And
he plays Steve first round.
Steve's tough. Steve can play.
And then Chilik or Motet the next one.
It's possible. It's possible. That could be the pick of the week.
Okay.
Could be. All right, we're getting here to the end. We have someone playing again for the tennis racket that is not doing fantasy, or at least I have not heard from them in terms of that. I think I sent them a message.
Yeah.
The name is
I don't see anybody that's put anything.
The name is Adon, A-I-D-A-N, Adon Berry. They put out a tennis racket selection of Djokovic versus Medvedev, with Djokovic winning, and Osaka versus Pliskova with Osaka. However, the problem here is someone else has this identical pick. I'm pretty certain, and I may be wrong. I'll have to look at it.
Yeah.
And if that then they have fantasy, so if that happened, you wouldn't win by default because someone has this and has fantasy. But I'm pretty certain someone has that.
Someone has Djokovic and Medvedev. Yeah.
So and Djokovic winning and Osaka Pliskova. In other words, they are identical and they have the fantasy team. So I would throw something down on paper just for a point or two or something. Just so that way you can compete for it. Next, JMP 1966. What's up? The tennis racket giveaway. Djokovic versus Medvedev, with Djokovic winning. He also has a really outlandish one, in my opinion. Simona Halep beating Ashley Barty.
Change it.
Yeah,
Change it.
That one's risky.
Are you nuts?
Halep got thumped off the court by
that.
Sabalenka like bad. Just here recently, she looked like she had some rust on her that I don't think might come off.
She might be hanging out with her billionaire boyfriend too much.
Who?
Halep.
Halep's got a billionaire boyfriend?
Hell yeah.
What happened on...
Her boyfriend's a billionaire.
Jeez. Okay, so, maybe tennis becomes less important now.
I don't know.
No, I'm totally aside from that. That's hearsay. I just made that up. I didn't know that Halep had a $1 billion boyfriend.
Yeah, she does.
Even though that means nothing.
She's been with him
Look,
for a while.
in the grand scheme of things, does money buy happiness?
Hell no.
I'd rather be broke under a bridge and have family
Hell
than
no.
a $1 billion boyfriend.
Who said it? More money, more problems? Who was that? Biggie or P. Diddy?
Well, I think that goes down in a lot of history books.
More money, more problems.
Yeah, when you get deathly ill or sick, your life's
when
on
you
the
got
line.
money, people want something from you.
Yeah, it's always a something.
Yeah.
All right, JMP 1966 again has Djokovic beating Medvedev and Halep beating Barty. Fantasy team.
All right.
Here we go. Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, Roger Federer, Daniil Medvedev, 1-pointers. We have Guido Pella, Kyrgios, Raonic, and Anderson, his 2-pointers. On the women's side.
Mm-hmm.
On the women's side, Ashley Barty, Simona Halep, 1-pointers. And the 2-pointers, Anisimova, Yastremska, Alexandrova, Collins, Kontaveit, and Rybakina.
I think Rybakina will fail there. But,
I don't know.
All right.
That could be another one
Next
of those
contender.
picks of the week type deals. Yeah, you're getting antsy over there. Your legs are twitching. All right. The last one. No, there's 2 more. Okay, so Furzy09. What's up, Furzy09?
He put his pick in while we were sleeping.
Yeah, and we wrote him down this morning.
Yeah.
It's like 5. No, it's like 6, 7.
No, I woke up several times. It was like 2 in the morning, 3.
Furzy09 tennis racket giveaway has Ashley Barty beating Carolina Pliskova.
Okay.
He also has Novak Djokovic beating Nadal. He might be alone on that one. I know a lot.
Djokovic beating Nadal?
Djokovic beating Nadal. Yeah.
No, I saw that.
No, I mean alone on Barty beating Pliskova.
I haven't seen that.
I have to look. Someone else may have it.
Mm-hmm.
Furzy09's fantasy team: Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, Roger Federer, Daniil Medvedev. 1-pointers. 2-pointers are Coric, Hurkacz, Vasilashvili, and Pella.
We've seen a lot of Bashvilis and a lot of Pella and a lot of Coric.
And a lot of Hurkacz.
And a lot of Hurkacz.
And a lot
So
of
a lot
Pella.
of people have faith in Hurkacz.
So this is gonna look. I'm telling you, this is why Stefanisevic has a real chance to do big things or to lose badly, because a lot of people. If Stefanisevic doesn't drive the hammer and everybody, then it's going to come down to maybe the final.
Right.
and then maybe even a tiebreaker that we have to decipher within the final. So it could get pretty grimy here. All right, so on his women's side, he has Barty, Sophia Kenin, Kiki Bertens.
That's the first one I see, Kiki Bertens.
Bertens, yeah.
She has not been picked. He's the first one to pick it.
Pliskova, Rybakina shows up again.
Yeah.
Diana Yastremska.
Yeah, a lot of people pick
Collins, and then Furzy09 rolls in with a potentially genius pick.
Swiatek.
And Iga Swiatek.
Yeah, that's the first time. No one's picked Swiatek.
Yeah, well, I haven't read Casper's yet. Casper's from Poland, so Casper didn't pick Swiatek?
He didn't pick Swiatek.
Casper, what's up? Ow. All right, so he has a dangerous team. I think he has...
So Swiatek plays Babos, which she could beat.
Yeah,
and then she would have Sabalenka or Suarez Navarro.
He has an interesting team. Furzy09 has an interesting team, but he maximizes one-pointers on both the men's and women, so he would need all of his 4-pointers to hang in there and for Stefan to lose some right off.
Yeah.
All right, Yemi Lade. What's up, Yemi? What's going down?
I sent you an email. You sent it to me by email, and I asked you, can you possibly put it on the YouTube link? I sent you the link. Check your email.
Yemi Lade for the tennis racket, or Yemi Lade for the tennis racket, is Medvedev defeating Djokovic. As well, he has Osaka defeating Pliskova.
We've seen that one.
For his fantasy team, he has Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, Medvedev. Go figure that.
No Federer, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, Federer.
His 2-pointers, where it's going to come into real to real important circumstances here. Ugo Humbert, right? Mm-hmm. Nick Kyrgios, Kevin Anderson, and Taylor Fritz. Okay.
Okay.
On the women's side, Naomi Osaka, Pliskova, Serena, Barty. 2-pointers, he has Sakari, Yastremska, Anisimova, and Rybakina shows up again.
Okay, Rybakina's making it.
Last one. Last team that we have up to this point. If you watch it.
You still got time. 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock p.m. Central. What time is it now? What time is it?
It's 11:55.
It's almost noon Central. So by 6 p.m. Central, when we're going to be watching it here, so we'll start watching matches and taking notes. And so forth. We will start watching it and be ready for tomorrow's show tomorrow. So Casper Dedseville, who, by the way, has won this competition twice?
Yes, 6 p.m.
Didn't he win it twice, Casper?
Twice. He's won...
strings and a shirt?
He won it strings.
Both times?
Both times. I sent him strings.
All right, so Casper is one of the major champions. He does have a belt. Matt Cain has a belt.
Mm-hmm. Who else has won? There's a few of you that won, and there's some that didn't even want their prize.
So Casper, if Casper could win this, he would get a second belt, which could make him the GOAT for right now. You know, because the most belts.
No, it would be his third.
Oh, it would be his third.
Yeah,
so right now, we saved the best for last. Right now, Casper is a multiple-time fantasy team winner. So here's his team. Here we go. You ready? So this guy can claim a 3, which would give him the belt.
He won the French.
Last year,
and I think he won Fantasy Wimbledon because I sent it to him twice.
Yeah. Once in New York and once in Poland, I think.
Yeah, he was in New York at that time.
All right, so going for the greatest of all time is Casper, a.k.a. Dedseville.
Good tennis player, too.
Good tennis player. Here we go. So his for the tennis racket, he has Novak Djokovic beating Nick Kyrgios. I had the same. Really interesting final. He has Rybakina beating Muguruza in the final.
Casper!
I don't get that. I don't know what happened on that one.
Do you not want to win the racket?
He probably has a bunch of his own. All right, so fantasy team, though. Here we go. He has Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, Nick Kyrgios, right? Those are his... No, he only has 2 1-pointers. I forgot to draw my line.
Yes, Djokovic and Nadal.
Nadal, Djokovic, 1-pointers. Kyrgios, Coric, Tsonga, Bublik.
Wow.
Bublik. What's up with the Bublik pick?
Tsonga and Bublik.
Guido Pella and her catch, okay? On the women's side, he only has... I didn't draw my line, but it looks like he only has 1. So he has Osaka, Rybakina.
Tsonga plays Papa Piri.
So check this out. So I wrote these this morning and had to flat the door to go coach. So I didn't really look at it. So Naomi Osaka, which is a 1-pointer. Then Rybakina, Muguruza, Alexandrova, Yastremska, Collins, Pegula, and Anisimova, all 2-pointers. Well, watch out for this team because Casper came to play.
Listen to Tsonga, right? Well, I just had him. He plays Papa Piri first round. Then he gets Munar or Gaston next round. Then possibly he gets a Tiafoe or Medvedev in the next one. So he could win 4 points. I can see why he did it, right?
Yeah.
Bublik plays Thompson. then he might get an Opelka or a Fognini.
He's got a great opportunity. He's got a great team, guys. That is it. Watch out for Casper as we did last. If you watched it this far, he's going to be in it to win it. Stefanizovic is in it to win it, and everybody's in it to win it. But the ones that generally run away with some of these victories are those that have really minimal 1-point players. They maximize their 2-point selections.
Some of these guys are really good at picking.
And they really hit this stuff hard. Like, I mean, Casper pulling out this Bublik. Who would have thought that? I looked at Tsonga, but didn't have any faith. Rybakina. Yeah, Rybakina and Muguruza in the final. Just either odd or genius, one of the two.
Okay.
Anyway, take care. Please subscribe to our channel. Again, if you watched it this far, you're probably only doing the fantasy competitions and tennis racket competitions.
Really good matches coming up. First matches are Chorich is playing, Shapovalov is playing. Those are one of the first matches.
Yeah, and
so I'm watching that one.
Can't wait. So again, this will be just kind of the rundown of the fantasy teams. If you're putting your picks in before 6 o'clock Central today,
6 o'clock,
go back to the original video.
Before the first ball strikes, guys.
I'll put this video on this playlist.
Okay.
Yeah, so go back to the original one and put your picks there so we all can see them.
All right.
That's it.
Good job.
So take care. Much love to all of you. See you tomorrow for our normal 5K tennis talk show. Adios.
Adios.